Adolf Hitler was a German politician who became the leader of the National Socialist German Workers' Party Nazi Party and dictator of Germany from 1933 to 1945. His policies led to World War II and the Holocaust, resulting in the deaths of millions. Below is a detailed account of his life, rise to power, and the impact of his leadership. Early life and background. Adolf Hitler was born on April 20, 1889, in Braunau am Inn, a small town in Austria-Hungary, near the German border. He was the fourth of 6 children born to Alois Hitler and Clara Pleziel. Of the 6 siblings, only Adolf and his sister Paula survived into adulthood. His father, Alois, was an illegitimate child who initially bore his mother's surname, Schicklgruber, but later adopted the surname Hitler in 1876. Alois worked as a customs official, a position that demanded discipline and adherence to authority, traits he imposed strictly upon his family. As a child, Hitler's relationship with his father was strained. Alois was authoritarian and had a short temper, often clashing with young Adolf, who resisted his father's expectations for him to pursue a career in civil service. In contrast, Hitler was close to his mother, Clara, who was gentle and caring. She indulged Adolf's interests, particularly his passion for art and music. The family moved several times during Hitler's childhood, living in various Austrian towns, including Passau, Lambach, and Lending. These frequent relocations disrupted his education and made it difficult for him to form lasting friendships. Despite these challenges, Hitler showed early signs of intelligence and was initially a good student. However, as he progressed in school, his academic performance declined, particularly in subjects that did not interest him. In 1903, when Hitler was 14, his father died suddenly of a lung hemorrhage. This event had a profound impact on the family, both emotionally and financially. Without Alois's income, the family faced financial hardships, and Clara took in boarders to make ends meet. Despite these difficulties, she continued to support Adolf's artistic ambitions. Hitler's mother succumbed to breast cancer in 1907 after a long and painful illness. Her death devastated Adolf, who had been very close to her. The family's physician, Dr. Edward Bloch, who was Jewish, noted that Hitler was profoundly grief-stricken and described him as a devoted son. Artistic aspirations in Vienna. Years after his mother's death, Hitler moved to Vienna with the inheritance he received from his parents. He aspired to become a painter and applied to the Academy of Fine Arts Vienna in 1907 and again in 1908. On both occasions, he was rejected, with the Academy citing his lack of talent for painting and suggesting he pursue architecture instead. These rejections were a significant blow to Hitler's self-esteem and ambitions. Hitler's mother succumbed to breast cancer in 1907 after a long and painful illness. Her death devastated Adolf, who had been very close to her. The family's physician, Dr. Edward Bloch, who was Jewish, noted that Hitler was profoundly grief-stricken and described him as a devoted son. Artistic aspirations in Vienna. Years after his mother's death, Hitler moved to Vienna with the inheritance he received from his parents. He aspired to become a painter and applied to the Academy of Fine Arts Vienna in 1907 and again in 1908. On both occasions, he was rejected, with the Academy citing his lack of talent for painting and suggesting he pursue architecture instead. These rejections were a significant blow to Hitler's self-esteem and ambitions. During his time in Vienna, Hitler lived a bohemian lifestyle, residing in homeless shelters and men's hostels. He earned a meager living by painting postcards and advertisements, selling them to tourists and local shops. This period exposed him to the multicultural and cosmopolitan environment of Vienna, which included a significant Jewish population. It was in Vienna that Hitler's anti-Semitic views began to take shape. He was influenced by the prevalent anti-Semitic atmosphere in the city and the writings of figures like Karl Lueger, the mayor of Vienna, who used anti-Semitism as a political tool. Hitler came to view Jews as the root of societal problems and as obstacles to German nationalism. His time in Vienna also exposed him to various political ideologies, including nationalism, socialism, and Marxism, which he later synthesized into his own political philosophy. World War I service. In 1913, Hitler moved to Munich, Germany, seeking to evade military service in the Austro-Hungarian army, which he viewed as ethnically diverse and contrary to his nationalist ideals. However, with the outbreak of World War I in 1914, Hitler volunteered for the German army, enlisting in the 16th Bavarian Reserve Infantry Regiment. Throughout the war, Hitler served primarily as a dispatch runner on the Western Front, a role that involved carrying messages between command posts and units under hazardous conditions. He participated in major battles, including the First Battle of Ypres, the Battle of the Somme, and the Battle of Arras. His bravery and dedication were recognized with several commendations, including the Iron Cross, Second Class, in 1914, and the Iron Cross, First Class, in 1918, a rare honor for someone of his rank. In October 1916, Hitler was wounded in the thigh during the Battle of the Somme and was hospitalized for several months. He returned to his regiment in March 1917 and continued to serve until October 1918, when he was temporarily blinded by a mustard gas attack near Ypres. While recovering in a military hospital in Pasewalk, news of Germany's defeat and the November 1918 armistice reached him. Hitler was devastated by the loss and felt betrayed by the civilian leaders who signed the armistice, as well as by Marxists and Jews, whom he scapegoated for Germany's surrender. Post-war turmoil and political awakening. Following Germany's defeat in World War I, the country experienced significant political and economic upheaval. The abdication of Kaiser Wilhelm II led to the establishment of the Weimar Republic, a democratic government that faced numerous challenges, including political extremism, economic hardship, and social unrest. In 1919, while still serving in the military, Hitler was assigned to a reconnaissance unit tasked with monitoring political groups in Munich. It was during this assignment that he attended a meeting of the German Workers' Party DAP, a small nationalist and anti-Semitic organization founded by Anton Drexler. Hitler was impressed by the party's ideology and joined as its 55th member. His oratory skills and propaganda abilities quickly set him apart, and he became the party's chief propagandist. Recognizing the need for a more appealing name, the DAP rebranded itself as the National Socialist German Workers' Party NSDAP, commonly known as the Nazi Party, in 1920. The party's platform combined nationalist, anti-Semitic, and anti-Marxist ideas, advocating for the unification of all Germans, the repudiation of the Treaty of Versailles, and the exclusion of Jews from German society. Rise within the Nazi Party. Hitler's charismatic speeches and ability to tap into the frustrations of the German populace led to a rapid increase in the Nazi Party's membership. He emphasized themes of national humiliation, the betrayal of Germany by its leaders, and the threat posed by Jews and communists. His rhetoric resonated with many Germans who were disillusioned with the Weimar Republic and suffering from economic hardship. In 1921, Hitler challenged Anton Drexler for the leadership of the Nazi Party and won, becoming the party's chairman. Under his leadership, the party established a Sturmabteilung SA, or Storm Detachment, also known as the Brown Shirts. The SA functioned as a paramilitary organization that protected Nazi meetings, intimidated political opponents, and engaged in violent street battles with communists and other adversaries.